Wow.
Hey, welcome to the Geoff and Geoff podcast. I'm James.
Who is now narrating for some reason. I host the show.
Yeah, well, you weren't talking. What's your name?
My name is Eli.
And
I had a great opening. I was going to ask you guys what a
Then you
harassed
should have
turtle
started
is
it
called.
yourself.
Yeah, but did you see the timer was running? You weren't talking. Oh yeah, with us today we have our special guest.
Hey.
Steven.
That's me.
Okay, yeah, thanks for telling them your name.
Yep.
Yeah, why don't
Enough of this fake name crap.
Yeah, well, you were just like, hey.
I was told my identity would have been kept secret. So, Steven is not my real name.
You can know his last name if you go to China. It's very clear.
I'm gonna think about this for a while.
See.
I get it now.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
that's funny.
No one.
Wait, you only just got that?
I was really confused.
Oh,
I was
that's
like,
why you don't-
I was rearranging letters in like China and Steven and stuff.
What?
I could make a joke about a dead lady and it would be really funny. But
Yeah. Okay. So what's harassed turtle called?
I didn't know. It was just going to get the show going and
Oh.
it's going to be funny.
Yeah, that's where most of our jokes end up.
Yeah.
What, being funny?
Not
Not happening at all.
without a punchline.
Yeah. Speaking of no punchline,
Oh.
see what I did there?
Oh.
That one took me a second.
Yeah.
I think all of them take you a second.
It's true.
So you can just not say anything and we'll just know that it takes
Everything
you a second.
takes James a second. Speaking of taking a second,
Yeah.
let's take a second to just enjoy the stupidity of this man, whose name is Corey Ganger.
May or may
What?
not be his real name.
Yeah. Anyways, he's 22, and as all 22-year-olds do, he drunkenly set fire to a sports bar while he was making stolen nachos, which is totally cool. So he basically just overfilled their oven with nachos,
Wow.
filled it too full, so it just lit on fire and burnt.
You need a lot of nachos.
I feel it.
Like if you're gonna make nachos, you gotta do it right.
Yeah. Well, what a great story. You got 3 years of community service, which is way too much.
That is too much.
I mean, you only burnt down like an establishment.
Right.
With
and
nachos.
and a lot of nachos. I mean, I think that's the real crime is how many nachos he wasted.
Yeah. And he stole the nachos too, so that's really bad.
It is bad. Who would steal nachos?
I know. What do you call a thief that isn't yours?
Nacho thief.
See, best joke so far.
I actually
call
got that one
nachos
immediately.
That aren't yours.
Wait,
What?
nacho?
Nacho Libre? See?
Yeah,
Funny stuff.
that was halfway decent movie.
Okay, where did he steal those nachos from? Because
I mean, I could actually read this story.
Eli, have you actually seen Nacho Libre?
No, are you kidding?
then you probably shouldn't make You don't make references to movies you haven't seen.
I do this all the time. Like, I remember one time, I reference Thor all the time because he's one of my personal heroes.
You referenced Thor?
Just him, slamming the thing down and saying, I'll have another.
Yeah, actually he just throws the mug at the ground.
Yeah, well,
Way
whatever. Yeah, I do it very violently. I mean, I've never actually seen it.
better. That's true. I mean,
So-
you could probably see that clip somewhere on the internet. And it would take you 30 seconds.
Yeah, but pulling up one of those internets takes so long.
Yeah.
Do you know what else takes long?
No, what?
Anyway, Eli, why don't you just read the story for us?
We're done with the story.
Yeah, that's...
What?
That's
what do you-
literally all it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's a stupid story.
We don't actually care about the news.
Yeah.
we just.
Oh,
care
he
about
did
what
place
found.
onions, cheese, bacon, pepperoni, and 4 bags of tortilla chips in the pizza oven.
Wait,
Whoa.
Why would you put onions
Whoa.
in there?
I mean, other than that, it sounds like some great nachos.
Yeah.
Like
Bacon and pepperoni,
He
man.
should think about maybe going into the nacho business.
What do you call a business that isn't yours?
So, okay. He can basically do any business except being a lawyer, I guess, because he's not in my business. Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Logic ruins everything. Speaking of logic, there was some really not logical new releases this week, such as Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Figure that's gonna be the.
I'm now emergency dialing someone. That's not good.
Yeah, but Assassin's Creed, I feel like that's probably going to be the best video game movie since
Mortal Kombat.
the last terrible video game movie that came out.
Mortal Kombat. No, Mortal Kombat is honestly the best video game movie there is.
Mortal Kombat proved that you could take a video game movie
And kill off all the major characters.
and turn it into a movie that everyone thinks is going to be terrible, and prove them right.
Yep.
No,
And he didn't go blah, 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 when he did the bicycle kick.
that's true.
So,
I mean, I do
Very
have to
disappointing.
I do have to say, Mortal Kombat, that movie gave me several hours of enjoyment because it was so terrible.
yep. But it was still better than Assassin's Creed.
I feel like it is going to be better than Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed just came out this past week or so.
Yep.
So,
Do we know the plot line?
like,
It's probably someone in a. I got this. It's in a What are they called?
a town,
No.
A village?
No.
a city,
The
castle.
science crap. You know, with
A
the
lab?
science fiction.
the. It's not called the Incubus, is it? Incubus is something else.
Probably.
that thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The
It starts with an A.
Animus.
Yeah,
Got it.
Animus.
Sounds like an Incubus.
that's right. Yeah,
It's probably he gets into Animus and then goes back in time with some relative of his, who's probably
His girlfriend.
female,
His girlfriend.
because it's all female leads now in movies, which is
Anyway,
sexist.
that is sexist.
speaking of female leads, Rogue One also just came out.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was.
It actually came out quite a while ago.
I mean, it relatively newly
Cough,
came
cough.
out. It came out since our last podcast.
It did, so it's fairly recent.
It's new.
It is a new release, and it was good.
Who is
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
It was good. So I'm gonna.
Main lead,
Yeah. But while we're on the
Was a
topic
female.
of
but she
Star
did
Wars-
nothing.
The main lead was the Death Star.
The main lead
Say
was
watch-
obviously
watch.
Galen Merrick,
Spoilers. Okay, so
which
on the topic of
very-
Star Wars and Galen Merrick,
uh-huh.
Eli texted me last night
Yeah.
calling that Rey is Galen Merrick's kid.
Yeah, which makes total sense. For those of you who don't know, Galen Merrick is Starkiller from the popular video game The Force Unleashed.
Yeah, I do want to point out that The Force Unleashed is not canon.
Yeah?
But if
I
it was,
It would make total sense.
do you actually know anything about Starkiller besides his name?
I do.
So you
He
know,
married that chick and they had a kid who was named Rey.
no, he dies.
Yeah, and then he gets reanimated, cloned, which is what Star
And
Wars
his-
calls reanimation.
But his, okay, so he dies, and that like kickstarts the rebellion, and they're like, oh shoot, we need a second video game.
Mm-hmm.
So they cloned him, and then his
Yes.
clone dies.
Yes. After he makes a kid.
Okay, here's the
But
thing.
the kid's
Even
gonna
so,
be retarded.
okay, you know how old Rey is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Force
16?
man. You know how old Yoda is? He still looks pretty young.
just that he's not human, part clone. The thing, there's 30 years since the end of the rebellion to that movie, so Rey was definitely born after the end of the rebellion, which was long after.
I
he
got
died.
this.
Because
His wife got frozen in carbonite for 30 years. No, one half, 10 years.
I
10
feel
year gap. 10 year gap. 10 year
No,
gap.
since the end of the rebellion.
She could be 30.
She's okay.
She could be 30.
she's-
I'm calling it. She's 30. We're going to find out she's 30.
If she was 30 though, she would have known about the Jedi when she was just a wee little lad.
wee little lass.
It's not true.
Excuse me.
20 years after the Clone Wars,
Okay,
people
guys.
didn't know at all about Jedi.
I'm just gonna stop your
Well,
little jabber.
people
after
forget-
the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
Right
after
now.
after the fall of the Jedi. 20 years after that,
That's
no
true.
one knew about.
Anyway, guys, to
It was
stop
like a
your
legend.
jabbering,
It was a legend.
Rey is obviously a Skywalker because having never flown any spacecraft before, she could easily fly the Millennium Falcon.
I think
Also,
it's,
she's very strong in the Force, having not known anything about it.
It's
until
more
like
likely-
15 minutes ago.
Okay.
That she's a reanimation of Anakin Skywalker than
She's-
Luke Skywalker's kid.
Yeah, she's not Luke.
She's not Luke's kid.
Well,
No.
okay, there's more Skywalkers than just
No.
Luke and Anakin, okay? There's
She's
like
not
a whole
Han and
holo.
Leia's kid.
Have you ever seen
No,
the
I
family
mean-
tree? It's huge.
Okay,
There's no way she is.
it's not huge. Anyway, if let's say
huge.
Rey was Galen Merrick's kid,
Mm-hmm.
if you had a daughter, would you name her Rey?
Yes.
Okay.
Ray Merrick sounds great.
What about, so you're gonna name your son Galen, obviously,
I
right?
am. Yeah.
Okay, would you,
Pork.
let's say you don't have a daughter, would you make Galen name his daughter Rey?
Yeah. That'd be awesome. And she'd probably be like a super awesome like pilot with a lightsaber because
Okay.
that will be about 50 years in the future.
Yes. I have a
I
feeling
feel like there's
you-
no resemblance.
Galen's like not gonna go for this.
Between me and Ray? Oh, we look exactly alike. She's obviously my relative.
So your kid Galen, let's say,
Oh, by the way, people, my last name's Merrick.
how are you gonna convince your son to name his kid Ray? Like, what if he wants to name her Michelle?
Get a gun.
We have a aunt named Michelle. Can't do that.
I mean, it's not the kid's aunt.
Oh, it's great aunt.
I got this. You should just be like, when he's like, no, I'm gonna name her Michelle. Just be like, no, I'm your father.
Yep.
You will listen to me.
Use
Exactly.
force.
And then I'll cut off his hand and drop him down a chute.
That's what fathers do.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Also, Mace Windu is Snoke.
No. Mace Windu is definitely Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and Mount Doom is actually a portal, and it.
Wait,
Like-
Mace Windu. I think you meant Snoke is Gollum, not Mace
You
Windu.
said Mace Windu.
Yeah, I meant Snoke. See, also Mace Windu, also Gollum, so it's true. Mace Windu.
Wait, they're all the
is Snoke.
same?
All the same person.
So
I think
how-
we all know that Samuel L. Jackson played Gollum, right?
Yeah. Actually, it's all a conspiracy, and we're all just Tom Hanks.
And we all know all the major villains in Star Wars have actually been Jar Jar Binks.
It's true. That's why they all wear helmets.
It's true. Yeah.
Wait, but the one guy took his helmet off.
One
And
guy.
he had a mask.
One guy.
See, he had a red lightsaber.
Oh, the ones that.
Oh,
yeah.
that dude.
See, the thing is, the Force. It's a pretty powerful thing. Can affect what you see. I feel
It
like.
can pull you towards the planets,
It's true.
No, it's gravity.
which is the force. It holds it together, it holds the planet together. It holds us to the planet. Isn't that what the force is?
And this is
Something that
actually
holds us
very
together.
balanced. Just you get the same pounds per like square inch everywhere. So
It is balanced.
yeah.
Do you know how you unbalance it?
Well, you could like hit the Earth with a crater, and not, like
Give it a moon.
you
and
could
then it's
hit the
unbalanced.
Earth with a thing that gives it a crater.
No, you should just.
Hit the Earth with a massive hole. And,
What would happen if you hit the Earth with a? Is a black hole like technically just like a crater of space?
It's a vacuum.
It's not a vacuum.
It's not a vacuum.
It's actually.
You guys are nerds.
Vacuums.
Turns out
Don't
it's
laugh.
just a really, really high density
A black hole?
piece of mass, and it sucks everything into it.
Sounds like my ex-girlfriend. Actually,
What?
I don't know. It sounded like a good joke at the time,
It
but
wasn't.
because
It
I don't
wasn't.
have it. It's like no, it makes
This
no
is why
sense.
you only
Eli,
have
stick
6
to your written
followers.
lines.
What?
Stick to your written lines.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Actually, I think that the
Yeah, now
phrase is stick to the cards.
Now I don't know where to go with this podcast because you jumped from the script.
Lando Calrissian is not the father.
Of who?
Sandwiches are yummy.
I think you're trying too hard.
Yeah. Well, stupid cards are stupid. Plus, I shouldn't let you guys write my lines anymore.
Plus, I don't think we should let you host this anymore because we've just had like 10 seconds of dead space.
Yeah, I gotta say my introduction was
Deadpool's pretty cool.
Let's see. Yeah, I will say my introduction was considerably better than the one you had planned.
Yeah, probably. But like, that's my charm.
You have charm.
Yeah. I do. It happens. If you're like incredibly bad at stuff, it becomes charming. Look at C-3PO.
Still not charming.
No charm.
He's very charming.
I guess if he's been polished.
What?
No.
He was much more
Maybe
charming
if he
at the
was
very-
Polish.
Oh yeah.
He'd be so awesome. Like, he could technically make his voice have, like, a Polish accent. And he'd be just so much
cool
cooler.
would that be? Yes. He should definitely be Polish.
Mm-hmm.
From now on, he's
Dude,
Polish.
Yeah.
I
He was
mean,
in Rogue One. It was lame.
That's a spoiler.
Don't worry about that.
how?
Everyone knows R2-D2 and C-3PO are going to appear in every single movie.
Yeah, Star Wars is about them. It's their
Mhm.
story.
They are the main characters.
Is he going to be in the Boba Fett movie?
Yes. Boba Fett's going to capture him. Hold him hostage. And then, like,
I
a
feel
little
like-
dude, he's going to, like, tie him up on top of, like, this thing. And then a little dude with a hammer is going to, like, come running and try to, like, run up, like, the ramps to go save C-3PO. And he's going to, Boba Fett is going to chuck barrels at him because Boba Fett has been reduced to just, like, an ash of, like, just the ashes of what a great character could be by Star Wars.
No,
And-
I feel like
Yeah, that was a
capturing-
Donkey Kong reference.
yeah, in
For-
case you youngsters don't know.
Yeah, Last of Millennials.
But I feel like capturing C-3PO wouldn't really give you any leverage over anyone. I feel like they'd be like,
R2-D2
thank
would
you
freak
so
out.
much.
I actually feel like it would be so bad because
And also Han Solo and Princess Leia because he officiated their wedding.
he's okay. See, if he captured C-3PO,
Non-canon, but I'm calling it. When we find out how that went down, it was definitely C-3PO.
oh C-3PO, I thought you were talking about
Officiated their wedding.
I thought you were talking about like Boba Fett. And I'm like
Boba
yeah.
Fett and who did he marry? He marries a chick.
Does
In
he?
like
I
extended
hope he
universe. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, there's so much stuff that happens.
although he's a clone, technically he can't reproduce.
Wait, by that logic, then Galen Merrick can't have Rey as
Actually-
his kid if
He can though.
No,
clones
here's
can't
Because he was
reproduce.
reanimated.
Here's the thing though,
There's the difference.
Eli. So in the Clone Wars,
Yes.
which is canon, there's like some clone and he has a family.
He
Really?
adopted them
No,
with money.
Are these clones different than like normal clones?
I don't know.
I mean, other than the like speeded up growth and the like uncanny ability to have like one die before the mission starts.
And
Clone Wars reference.
also, see, my favorite part about the Clone Wars is how terrible the clones are at aiming, except when they absolutely have to hit something super important.
Or if they're
otherwise they
Captain
won't.
Rex.
Or yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Also, everyone besides Captain Rex dies. Every clone.
That's true.
Poor 501st.
I know, yeah, they get shredded. And they were like supposedly the best.
They were just like so legendary because they had like a casualty rating of like 300%.
Yeah. I guess that would make you legendary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, you know, like the 300 that like fought in the mountain pass?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I bet they didn't get a single kill. They just all went down by like archers.
Mm-hmm.
And then like no one survived, so everyone just thought it was an epic battle.
Yeah. They just went down and like their bodies blocked the pass and
Yeah.
couldn't get through it.
Yes. So then they had to get like a bunch of elephants and go through the mountains,
That's
and they
right.
fell off into ravines.
Mhm.
I think in Hannibal,
Hannibal did that, but yeah.
a lot of people did that back in those days.
Fall off of elephants?
Yeah,
Like
into
off
like
the cliffs.
bottomless ravines, which is technically an oxymoron.
Yeah.
You're right.
I am right. See,
He's
I know my
an
terms.
moron.
No, it would be an oxymoron if they fell off an ox into a bottomless ravine.
No, you're just an ox and a moron. Speaking of elephants, though, I'm kind of curious to know. Someone asked me this recently, and now I need to know everyone's answer to this.
Okay.
I feel like I've already asked.
Just ask the question.
Would you rather have a puppy-sized elephant or an elephant-sized puppy?
Oh, definitely puppy-sized elephant. Obviously,
Yeah,
not
puppy-sized
even
elephant.
close.
Why are your reasons?
excrement. That's all. That's all I need to say.
Okay, yeah. So
Although, dude, no, it was an elephant-sized dog. Yeah, you can't burn and make paper out of dog crap.
no.
So
So
there'd
I
be
bet-
no. If it was an elephant-sized elephant, you could sell its dung
Yeah.
and make paper.
So seriously, they're
Burning fuels.
there are two definite sizes, but everyone has the one answer for a specific reason. So like everyone wants the elephant that's small because because the massive dog. I mean, what are you going to feed that? Where are you going to keep it? Excrement. Everyone who wants the massive dog this is the reason, because Clifford.
That's what I was gonna ask. I kind of hated Clifford as a kid.
Do you remember the really old Cliffords? Clifford was actually a small dog.
Really?
He was a little cute.
Oh yeah, like
and then all of a sudden he like turned into a house.
Puberty, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. What was I gonna ask? I had something. It's actually very good.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like Steven probably agrees with us.
Yeah, you
With
definitely
that.
want the tiny thing.
Yeah, I already said that at the time.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
Also, a little elephant would be dope.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
It'd
cool.
be great.
Could like
What,
do stuff.
what do you feed elephants though?
Bananas.
Peanuts.
Because I'm over here thinking like straw.
Straw. What kind
Do
of
they even-
inhumane person
Okay,
are you?
What do elephants eat?
I'm gonna use my
Elephants?
Google machine.
I feel like they eat.
Do you know that there are Asian elephants?
Yes.
And then there's
African elephants?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
it's very cool, which is racist.
No, they got different sized ears.
They're American Asian elephants, obviously, and African American elephants.
No, but they actually were like raised in Asia.
And raised in Africa.
Uh-huh.
Wait, people do that?
Raised
What?
elephants?
No,
No.
like
Dude.
aren't in America from other races. What? It's so cool. You can actually call people like Africans and Asians.
No.
Okay, elephants.
That's
consume-
horrible. You
that-
can't call someone by their nationality.
Dang.
Okay, so elephants consume like several hundred pounds of vegetation.
Like a
Thank you.
Eat your
Dude,
vegetation.
pull up a different internet. That internet's awful.
Working on it. We're in the middle of like nowhere, so it's kind of slow.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could look it up.
No,
I actually
I'm-
have really nice Wi-Fi.
That was funny.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so
Uh,
you know everything's like
sad
titled
life.
like what do elephants eat, and then they talk like elephants eat so much because they're massive, so they eat like 3 tons a day. I'm like, I don't care how much they eat, I want to know what they
Okay.
eat.
So if you shrink it, it only eats not as much.
That'd be true. Maybe. Maybe it's like Ant-Man, and you just eat.
Normal amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we get?
Okay,
this
so
little-
in captivity,
Like, how does it get smaller?
their keepers may give them cabbage, lettuce, sugarcane, apples, and bananas, as
Hey.
well as other fruit and vegetables.
Such as peanuts.
But hey,
peanuts are not vegetables or fruits.
They're not nuts,
they're rude.
They're
okay,
yes.
wait.
Thank you.
which is
Wait.
a vegetable.
No,
I'm
it's
not
not.
done, guys.
It's not a vegetable.
The mainstay of
Ginger
the
root,
captive
though.
elephant's diet is hay.
Hay, which
Hay.
is not straw. There's a difference. Otherwise, we call it just hay, not
Oh, can I guess? Can
Well,
I
no,
guess
straw
what the
isn't-
Asian elephants eat?
Straw isn't specific.
Rice?
Rice. Yeah, it'd be
They definitely eat rice because
No.
that is a.
a staple of Asian lifestyle,
They're okay.
as well as fixing phones.
It's not actually. They're not Asian elephants. They're Indian.
They're not Indian elephants. It's Asian.
No.
They're not- well, then
They're
why don't
Asian
we,
and
why didn't we
African.
kill them off for killing our
it's an
buffalo?
Indian elephant.
It's an Asian
No,
elephant.
like,
Definitely, it's not an
Native
Indian elephant.
American Indian, like actually Indian.
Oh.
It's not an Indian elephant. It's an Asian elephant and an
Yes.
African
Yeah.
elephant.
It's like a biology
'Cause you-
website.
'cause
that's
here's the
called
deal.
it an Indian elephant.
Well, that
Dude.
internet, as we had decided, is bogus.
this was a
I
different
have
internet,
conclusive
Let's do
evidence
it.
for why they're called Asian elephants.
Yeah.
Because American Indians are Native Americans. American Asians are people from Asia. So an elephant from Asia would therefore be an American Asian elephant.
but it's
I
specific
rest
to
my
In-
case.
It's specific to India, so
Bogus.
also it's probably got a name in Latin.
It's called. I'm sure it does.
Yeah. Well, on that note, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Speaking of stupid, I have a stupid quote by someone with the initials GWB. He said, "Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we, and never stop thinking of new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we."
Yeah, that's why we have McDonald's.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Well,
So, in what context did he say that?
Again, I don't read the story, and that wasn't in my lines.
yeah.
Who writes up these cards?
Oh, yeah.
James, you're fired.
Merry Christmas. It's our
Oh yeah,
Happy New Year.
Christmas special.
Christmas
Oh,
special.
jingle
Yeah.
bells, jingle. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
fun.
it's gonna cost extra
Yep.
because it's
Well,
special.
have a good one.